Hey folks, welcome back to Petalburg Woods, the podcast where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Let's talk some Pokemon. As always, this is the wonderful production where we talk about the world and people and culture even surrounding this brilliant little game that we play that is called Pokemon. As always, I'm Droomish.
And I'm Capreo.
Hi, Capreo. Sorry.
Hi. No, you're good. And we're joined today. We have a very special guest. Folks, please give a warm welcome to Codename Hawkhead.
Hi, hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the woods.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's Codename?
Yeah, do you go by Codename Hawkhead or just Hawkhead?
Usually just go by Hawkhead.
Just Hawkhead? Okay.
Damn. I told a bunch of people it was Captain Hawkhead. I'm really sorry. I don't know where I got that from.
You know what? That's fine.
Imagined your captainship.
I've been mistaken for worse things, and I won't. Never mind. I shouldn't get into detail about that.
Why is it Codename? Because like you have a Swampert as the profile picture.
A long time ago, my username was actually just the Swampert, and then it changed to Codename Hawkhead at one point. Hawkhead is a childhood nickname I had from a summer camp I was at one time. I don't remember where the code name came from. This username was created like 16 years ago, and I just
is it like a Kids Next Door situation?
No, sadly.
Okay.
I only watched a few episodes of that as a kid. I've actually had people ask me that before. I was like, sadly, I do not remember that show. I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Okay. Well, Hawkhead, welcome to the woods. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thanks for having me. I'm glad you let me be on here. I'm excited to talk some Pokemon.
Absolutely. So are we.
Well, like, I guess pat yourself on the back a little bit. Like, what do you do? What's your thing?
Oh, that's a good question. I did not think about much for today, but so I don't know. I have a small presence on YouTube and Twitch, like basically nothing, but I'll get into this like when I plug at the end, but like I'm really enthusiastic about old Pokemon stuff. We're gonna get into some of it today. I'm also just about like the kind of the community around the old games and just a lot of features both in Pokemon and non-Pokemon games that just aren't well documented online. And so that's kind of what I'm passionate about. Beyond that, I have a bunch of, other hobbies, too many hobbies, you might say. But yeah, I would say that's kind of what I do is just old Pokemon stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to add to that.
Sounds good.
You made a video earlier this year about the medal rally in Black 2 and White 2, and specifically two of the hardest medals in the game to get, and we're going to talk about that later. But Hawkhead, we're going to link your video in the description, so folks, listen, if you're on YouTube, go click that video down below. It's a great watch, and it's very informative about those medals. We're going to talk about those medals today, but you're going to learn, I think, a lot more from that video. And you both were at this year's LA Retro, right? To do the in-person medal rally.
That's what I was going to say. This is special for me because I had the pleasure of meeting Hawkhead in person. I drove across the country to go play some Pokemon, and I was very impressed with the whole operation y'all were running at LA Retro. It's just a big hub for playing old Pokemon games. It made me very happy.
Same. Droomish and I personally both traveled a very long distance to be there, probably longer than anyone else that was there. But me personally, it was totally worth it. I've done this twice now. It's like I said before, I'm really passionate about the community around old Pokemon games and what they can bring. And like we said, we'll get into some of the more details later. But it's definitely something I would recommend, especially if you're in the area. I'll talk about the details more, but like this is like some of the best fun you can have. Really, is just experiencing old Pokemon games, maybe even experiencing features you missed out on as a kid for whatever reason. Yeah, good times.
I would love to go. I haven't mapped out how long of a drive it would be from Nova Scotia, but one of these days, maybe I'll try to make it happen. We'll see. Maybe next year.
We'd love to see you, man. Here's hoping,
Absolutely. So today we're talking about completion in Pokemon games, game completion in its various forms. But before we get to that, Droomish, if you'd go first, what you been up to lately?
Oh yeah, it's time for my favorite segment. What are we doing? I always enjoy this when we have a guest on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I got. This is so sad and pathetic, but I feel like I missed the curve on ZA, so I sort of stopped playing it. Like everybody's done, and I was busy. I don't know. It's not like an having a job thing. I was just like, I don't know. I just wanted to play it slower, and then I saw like Mega Dinkledar or something, and I was like, oh, okay, everybody's done. So I'm playing White 2 again. That game is fun.
Nice.
And I feel like I was doing something else, but I can't remember what it was. I like the Pokemon cards. Oh yes, actually, okay. Big play here. I ordered the singles for a Mega Lopunny deck in the TCG, which is cool.
That's very exciting.
Pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's a great card.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hopefully gonna get back into the TCG full with that.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out with Celerba. That was a little podcast callback. That was what it was. I was with Celerba.
Nice.
And we traded Pokemon. That was a big moment.
In which game?
Emerald.
In Emerald?
They got me. Yeah, they told me to bring my Emerald, and they sent me mail. How cool is that? I sent them a Flygon.
Yes,
and
mail.
They sent me mail.
Did you mix records?
I did. I made them mix records. I don't think that they were going to, and I was like,
the best part of Gen 3, right?
Yes. We're gaming.
And they sent me a Spinda that looks like a Pikachu.
Oh, like with the pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
That's actually impressive.
Thanks, Celerba.
That's so fun.
Yeah, they had called Spindachu. That's my crazy, incredible week. Really exciting stuff.
Hell
Someone
yeah.
else's turn.
Hawkhead, what you been up to lately? Pokemon or otherwise?
I hate to admit this, but I have not played Pokemon in a few weeks. But I was on the Pokemon side, and we'll get into this later. But I've been working on a living dex in Pokemon Box.
Yeah.
I think I'm only 2 Pokemon away, so I'm pretty close to that. I've been working on one in Leaf Green as well. I started a new Leaf Green save as soon as I got home from LA Retro. And so I've been working on that, and because I had not played Fire Red Leaf Green I hadn't done a full playthrough in like over 2 decades. It had been that long. And so I just wanted to go back and experience like, well, why didn't I feel this game at the time? But surprisingly, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, there's that. On the non-Pokemon side of things, the Kirby Air Riders just came out. That's been consuming my life. Yes, Capreo knows. I haven't shut up about it. This goes back a long time, and hopefully this won't go on too long. But back when Smash 4 was coming out, Sakurai had given off this impression to me that he was just never going to return to this game because like he had done this fake tease for it in like the Rosalina and Luma trailer, and nothing happened. And then he brought it up when he was explaining Smash Run for Smash for 3DS, and he was like, well, I wanted to unearth a little bit of this game, but like the way he talked about it was like, it seemed like he didn't ever want to return to it. So fast forward to now, when I'd basically given up all hope on this game ever coming back, all of a sudden, Switch 2 Direct, it just happens. I'm just like, well, that's it. I'm going to Switch 2. That's all I needed. That's the killer app right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot explain my excitement, dude. Like I was almost in tears. And so
yeah,
it's finally out, and it's the only Switch 2 game I've played. It's really the only thing I care about right now.
Have you put a lot of time into it so far?
Sadly, no, I've been busy, but you know, it's only a matter of time.
Sure.
I will say, as I grow older and have more adult responsibilities, I just find less time for games, like especially games that have a big time sink. Like I have a tough time starting them because I just know it's going to take up a lot of my time and stuff like that. But like with this game, I'm just like, this is the first game in so long where I just picked it up immediately. I was like, I'm hooked. I guess the other one that comes close though is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. That game came out a few months ago as well, and
Nice.
Similarly to Air Riders,
Sonic.
where like it harkens back to a game I grew up with. Sonic Racing Crossworlds references Sonic Riders. It's not that much like Sonic Riders, but like that's like another game I was very passionate about when I was younger, and so
Totally.
really happy that game has come out. It's crazy. We live in a time where there are 3 giant racing games that came out, and the one that I am the least excited for is Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. I know.
This is a crazy time we're living in. I admit this is a personal preference of mine, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mario Kart, I don't know. World is like, it's good, but it's also like quite safe. And like Air Riders is awesome and weird. And Sonic is also weird and absolutely
That's so awesome.
I'm most excited for the Game Awards because both Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Crossworlds are in the sports/racing category. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just going to be between those 2 games. The rest of those games, I don't know. I don't know about those games, but I think it'll be really funny if Sonic wins.
I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, but funnily enough, I don't see Mario Kart winning. It could just be one of those other random games like FIFA or something. I think I was in the category or something. If Sonic Racing wins, I'm popping off so hard.
Awesome.
That would be a statement. That would be crazy.
Sonic fans are ravenous, you know? They're so passionate.
We are.
Yeah. And I'm over here with the Mario Kart people like, yeah, it's a game and it's fine and we're playing it, but like it's a little boring.
Wow. You might anger a few people with that one.
Just comparatively, it's a little boring.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, I think it looks pathetic compared to Sonic. Do you see they're going to add the Sonic comic lesbians to Sonic Racing? Like, like
Mario Kart.
Yeah, no, I freaked because I had no idea who those characters were. But once I saw the comic thing, I was like, wait, is that actually what it is? Like, it was so unexpected. I didn't expect them to add any more Sonic characters. I thought it was just going to be all like Sega property, basically.
Life is good. Life is good for the fringe Sonic fan.
It's a time to be a Sonic fan, that's for sure.
What you got, Cap?
Well, I've been playing the HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest 3.
Ooh.
I want to play all of the Dragon Quests, and 3 I think is a great place to start. The HD 2D remake of 1 and 2 also just came out. 3 came out like last year. But I'm finally getting around to playing it, and I'm almost done with 3, and it's been really fun. And there's a lot of, this is going to be old news to some people, but there's a lot of like early Pokemon DNA that is pretty directly ripped from Dragon Quest. And so it's almost a little bit of like a history thing for me, seeing such like an obvious influence for like Red and Blue in this like old ass JRPG. But the HD2D remakes do a great job of like modernizing things, adding a ton of, quality of life stuff. And so I've just been having a blast. To me, one of the best parts of Dragon Quest is the monster designs, which is one of the main reasons that I play Pokemon, is for the Pokemon designs. So yeah, I don't know. Dragon Quest is it's great. It's simple as far as RPGs go, and I'm just having a blast. Having a little romp through Dragon Quest.
Which guy is it in that one? Is it the blue one?
There are many blue ones, but this guy's name is This guy's name is Erdrick.
That's not any more helpful than the blue one. I'm gonna go look.
Well, yeah, he's the protagonist of 3, which chronologically, and the reason that they put out the HD2D remake of 3 first, I guess, like story wise, 3 happens and then 1 happens, and then 2 happens. One is an interesting Dragon Quest game because you do not have like a party. Like in 3, you have a party of 4. In 2, I think you also have a party of 4. In 1, you're solo. It's Dragon Quest 1. You are the one guy. You're the only guy. And I think it's still, I don't remember if it's still Erdrick or maybe like Erdrick's son in 1 and 2. I want to say it's Erdrick's son. Anyway, I haven't played 1 or 2 yet. But those are next. And I'm almost done with 3. So, but yeah, it's been great. I'm having a blast.
May I ask, how long has 3 taken you? a lot so far.
I'm somewhere between, I think, 25 and 30 hours, and like I can see the finish line.
Yeah, there are definitely games I'm interested in, but again, I'm intimidated by the time sink.
Sure, I mean, it's not Persona 5.
Oh, okay, got it.
if that's what you're worried about, I guess it's similar to a Pokemon playthrough, I think. And again, this is my first time playing through 3, and a lot of that time was spent trying to figure out where to go next. Similar to a Pokemon game, once you know where to go, you can beat it in a couple afternoons.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm having a blast with 3.
I just have to update you that you like literally did the meme to me of like, I said like, is it the blue one? And you're like, it's a good Dragon Quest. And then I go look up the Dragon Quest protagonist. It's the blue one. It's the blue one.
Well, you said, is it the blue one? And I said, there's a lot of blue ones.
It's the blue one.
It's the blue one. Okay. Well,
Erdrick is the blue one.
Okay. Well, we figured it out. We got there. Look at us. We did it. And I guess I am dying to talk about Dragon Quest with anybody. So listen, hit me up.
Oh,
anyone listening, if you've played Dragon Quest 3, because I want to talk about it. Anyway, that's me.
Okay. Great. I loved your tales.
Thanks.
And now for the main event.
In the red corner.
I really like this thing you wrote in the notes. Let us count. How complete is your Pokemon game? Let us count the ways.
Thanks.
There are a bunch of ways.
There are many ways
we can complete. Okay. Because today we're talking about completion. Specifically, I do think that this is like worth talking about just in the context of Pokemon, because like it's like, oh, what makes a game complete or something, and there's a million different games out there, but Pokemon has changed in so many ways and is so, I guess, interpretable as an RPG. So when is the game complete? That is what we are here to digest today, with a lot of little bits and pieces, I guess. There's a lot of facets to this. So I guess we'll be getting into the weeds pretty heavily. But I don't know. I guess that's like, that's a fun exercise. You have to answer my question, and you can't be too long-winded. When is the game complete? You tell me. Like 2 sentences.
Okay. There is a difference between beating a game and completing a game. And completing a game is doing all of it. And beating a game is rolling credits. And that's the difference. Is that short enough?
Well, I mean, like, when is it complete for you? That's what I wanted. Like when's the game complete?
I guess
I like this as an icebreaker.
Sure. I guess you can go by conventionally what is like widely considered to be complete. And so like for most games, I think they have a trainer card, and that has a number of things that you can do in order to get the highest level trainer card, which is usually either gold or black, right? And so I think like that is widely understood to be like 100% is when you do everything to get the highest level trainer card. But then there are also a lot of Pokemon games that have a bunch of additional stuff that is not covered by the trainer card. And so like, then you can go above and beyond and do the rest of that stuff, and the game might not even like recognize it necessarily. And we haven't even started talking about the Pokedex. There is seeing everything in the Pokedex. There's obtaining everything in the Pokedex. There's having a living dex. There's having an origin dex. And like, it's not just like there are living dexes, and then there are like different, more complete in quotes versions, or like more extreme versions of living dexes even, which is like another way to like, I don't know, you can just like keep adding layers to the completionism until it gets completely absurd. But I think the thing that I think like most people can agree on, I guess, as being this is what we're willing to spend our time on, is in quotes complete.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that one. But like something that always interests me is seeing how different people tackle the games, because like you said, like they go different lengths. Like maybe some people want a living dex and some people think it's completely unnecessary. Some people also want to obtain like every item in the game, even if you don't get anything for it. There's stuff like the stick for Farfetch and the thick club for Marowak. Like you have to steal those. Like you have to go completely out of your way to get some of these items. there's also like all of this different secret base decorations in gold, silver, and crystal, which is an entire rabbit hole of its own. And there's probably some other things I'm forgetting about too. But I mean, I do remember when you were trying. I mean, you've kind of been Capreo. You've kind of been closing this off, but like you've been trying to experience everything that there is to do in Generation 3, from doing all the Coliseum modes and Coliseum to getting all the special Pokemon in Pokemon Box. I mean, there's expanded different games, of course, but like that's a conversation about like completing the whole generation. But
Right.
it's like some people might look at that and say that, that's excessive. Like, why would you do all this stuff? But it's like, well, if it's there, I want to experience it.
I think that's what it largely comes down to. And again, it's such like a personal thing. Like, I think most people with most video games are going to play it until they roll credits, and then they're going to be done with it, and they're going to move on, and they're going to play something else. I think a lot of people, I would love to do an episode on ROM hacks one of these days. And I think ROM hacks are largely for folks who like play through and like beat the champion and then move on and play another Pokemon game. And so they feel like they've run out of like mainline Pokemon games to play. So then they go searching for ROM hacks, and then they play through all of the ROM hacks. But then like there's a whole bunch of like other shit in the mainline games that I doubt that they've ever experienced. But they're just not interested in that because they're just interested in playing through a story with like their team of 6. And that's how they want to interface with these games. So yeah, I think it does become a personal thing of like, how much do you love these games? How much time do you want to spend in them? And how much of everything that these developers, especially in the older games where it truly feels like they loved what they were doing maybe more than they do now. And so they packed these games with a ton of shit, and it's all a lot of fun and you can really like sink your teeth into it. So I don't know. I really appreciate when like they go out of their way to like put that shit in there, because I've also like quote unquote completed Scarlet and Violet, but like I don't know. It doesn't feel that way because I just kind of like did what I would consider to be like the bare minimum in those games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that sucks kind of.
But maybe, I don't know, am I like expecting too much from them or what?
No, it's just, I guess, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's, I don't know, there's only so much to do in a big empty sandbox. Not to open up Scarlet Violet discourse for the 1000th time. But
I'm not even going to touch that.
Yeah, we can leave that one be.
Yeah.
I do like, I don't know, I guess I personally will give, or I guess for the purpose of communication, I will give different credits to 100% versus complete. And because I really feel like for me to feel complete, I'm never going to feel complete. It's like, I have to see it all. I always think that to myself. It's like, I'm just playing, like, I'm like midway through a Pokemon game or something. Like, I don't know, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Emerald or something. And I'm like, I have to see it all. Only then will I be complete. And there's like parts of the numbers that go along with that, of like the 100%ing of Pokédexing and items and stuff. But I feel very strongly that like a experiential medium as games, like, I don't know, sometimes I guess it's almost reductive of like you were saying, I very rarely feel the need to collect every item. But like if there is a map or maybe interaction that I haven't seen, then I am like down on myself about it. But numbers for numbers' sake rarely are, I don't know, I guess satisfying to me.
But like, as you said, like experiential stuff, you want to have all of those experiences, but the collectathon aspect of it, especially if it's like an optional part of it, or even if it's like the Pokedex, some folks like couldn't give a shit whether they complete their Pokedex or not. They just like, they get their team of 6, maybe they catch a legendary or 2, maybe they like don't even bother. But yeah, I think absolutely, like they want to see all of like the story stuff in the game and character stuff that happens post game, etc. I think that's why like some folks, like we talked about the Delta episode, for instance, and some folks like adore the Delta episode because it means that it like lets them spend more time playing the game that they like, but it isn't necessarily going around and catching stuff.
I'm some folks. I adore the Delta episode.
I just
agree.
appreciate the Delta episode for. I think it's probably the best example of fan service. One of the best examples of fan service Pokemon has ever given us, because there were always these rumors back in the day of going into space and catching Deoxys, and then they actually did it.
Absolutely.
When every time I see the animation of the triangle moving in space, I get goosebumps, and I can't say that about very many things in my life. And the remix is just so good too. As much as I didn't like some of the things that ORAS did with the post game, like that element in particular is just like 10 out of 10 experience. I loved it.
So should we, I guess, like, would you like consider there being like different levels to completionism? And do you think we could like define those? Like, what do you think is like the like base completion, I guess?
Well, probably, I mean, I like the way that you have it ordered of just like, it's good when a developer, I don't know, I guess kind of earmarks something like that. Like I guess did very, very broadly. I won't even I guess like touch the minutia of this yet. But like they have systems in place. It's a Pokédex. Like they say go get it. Like they say go finish it. So that's probably base level. Is there something, I guess this I'm supposing this idea, is there something more base level than just them telling you go catch all the Pokemon? Because that's usually how it starts. Yeah. At the very least.
I think that was the original completionist thing in Red and Blue was the Pokédex. It was a list. You could fill out the list and that was it. You can, beat the story, beat the champion, roll credits, and then the thing to do after that, other than like auxiliary shit like playing against your friends or whatever, the thing for you solo to do in game was fill out the rest of this list. Absolutely. I think that is like, I agree with you. Like you can ignore like trainer card stars or whatever, even though Pokédex completion often does end up leading towards that. I think Pokédex completion is certainly the most obvious, especially like the whole, gotta catch them all of it all, it's baked in more than anything else is, because the other completion stuff really like either needs to be explained or like sought after, but the Pokédex is like, it's like in your face, you get it at the very beginning. And I think that is one that like people will say, oh, I beat that game, but I didn't complete the Pokédex. Or conversely, I beat that game and I completed the Pokédex. And to them, that is a completed Pokemon game.
I definitely think that applies to the first two games, because those are like, becoming the champion and then completing the Pokédex are like the two things that are encouraged of you, right? I think the only thing you can really expand on that is if you played the Stadium games, like, go through all of those, beat round 2, whatever. Sure. But I think Generation 3 is when they started to expand that. And it has to do with what we're talking about with the trainer card stars, because as you mentioned, oftentimes completing the Pokédex is only 1 star out of 4 or 5 or 3, depending on the generation. And I think this was done intentionally to like encourage you to go out of your way and experience all these new features that they put into these games, because oftentimes these upgrades are based off of what feature might be exclusive to this game. And you get the same amount of reward for doing one of those as you do for completing the Pokédex. And nothing in the game necessarily tells you to do this. Like, this is basically something that's only explained in strategy guides, like many other obscure things in Pokemon. But regardless, it's kind of this thing where the developers like encourage you to go for something. Like, stop and smell the roses a bit, see what these Pokemon contests are about, or explore the underground some more. Stuff like that.
But they never tell you like, hey, if you get all of the master rank, or if you do all of the master rank contests, then you'll get a star on your card. Nothing in the game ever says that. Right. It's just, and even after the thing, even if you do that and after the thing happens, you have to notice, assuming you don't look anything up, you have to notice the change to your trainer card star. Even if you, for any of these other things, even like if you beat the game, if you complete your Pokédex, if you do some other thing, they don't make make a moment of like your card doesn't pop out of your wallet and then like Magical Girl transform into a new color and gain a star. It's just something that you like see at one point. Like I remember being a kid beating the league for the first time and then noticing like, oh, my card is different and there's a star on it now. I wonder why that happened because I didn't put two and two together that it was from beating the league. And then it wasn't until like later in life that I don't know, I either heard of or just looked it up myself finally to see like why that happened. But they don't like, as much as the change happens to the card itself, they don't really like, I don't know, congratulate you really for, you know what I mean? Like no one like brings it to your attention.
Actually, if you do complete the trainer card, Nurse Joy will mention it the first time you talk to her after you're doing it. But other than that,
Capreo.
Totally. There is the ultimate congratulations from Joy. Absolutely. And that I didn't know that was a thing. So when I finally did get the gold card and then I went to the center and she was like, oh, I've never seen this in my life. And I was like, oh, you have special dialogue for me. Mm-hmm. Oh, so that is really cool. That's a great touch.
I think the first time I saw that was Omega Ruby because like completing Trainer Card in that game is definitely a lot easier. And so I saw it for the first time. I'm like, whoa, what?
Sure.
They actually did kind of intend for you to do something with this.
But then, so every time you go to heal your Pokemon, Joy, I assume, sees your card and like would notice it every time. So I feel like for some amount of like, I don't know, like conveyance to the player, if you like, I think especially after the first time you beat the game, if the first time you went to go heal, if Joy acknowledged it, then like, oh, you have 1 star on your card. Keep up the great work. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Something to acknowledge it in that way. Anyway, but yeah, it is nice at least like for the big final congratulations because I popped the fuck off. It was so sick.
Yeah. So like I said before, it's like one of those things that's like you only know about from the strategy guide. Like this is a common theme for a lot of video games at the time. It's just like, well, subscribe to Nintendo Power and you might figure out how to beat this level in this game. It's like the same deal here. It's like you wouldn't really know. Like I remember the first time I figured out about it was when I traded with my brother one time, and it's like, oh, he has a bronze card. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, it was because last time I traded before that, it was like he hadn't beaten the league, so
right.
It's like we didn't know. And the only other indicator in the game that this exists is that there's an NPC in the Pacifilog Pokemon Center that says, "What color is your card? Mine is copper." And I just have to say, she's got to be like the greatest trainer in all of Hoenn if she's got a copper card.
Right.
Because if you know, you know. Because like we haven't talked about the achievements yet, but
if you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, so Ruby and Sapphire were the first games that they introduced the trainer card and the stars. Mm-hmm. So Haka, do you want to run through like some of what you have to do to get those?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm glad you asked. I prepared super long for this bit, so hopefully I don't mess this up. But starting with Ruby and Sapphire, there were a total of 4 different upgrades, and some of these you can do in any order, some of them you can't. And like we mentioned before, it goes from like bronze, copper, silver, gold. Not sure why copper's in between bronze and silver, but whatever. So the first requirement, and this is the same for any game that has upgrades, which is just beat the Pokemon League. And you know, most trainers just kind of stop here, and that's just kind of, they have their fill and they're done. It's where everything else happens that, you know, the journey continues, and it depends. You know, some people are more dedicated than others. So the second one, as you can imagine, is complete the Pokedex. Ruby Sapphire specifically, it's actually just complete the Hoenn Dex, because when Ruby and Sapphire came out, you couldn't transfer Pokemon from other games. The only Pokemon you can get were the ones in the Hoenn Pokedex. You couldn't get a handful of Kanto and Johto Pokemon until the later games came out. So this is probably one of the easiest Pokedex achievements to get ever, because it's only like 200-ish Pokemon. The next 2 is where it starts to expand into other features they added, because like we mentioned before, like these features, some of these features weren't in the old game, so like they didn't give you any incentive to like go out and do more besides complete the Pokedex. But the next one is get a win streak of 50 wins in the Battle Tower, which sounds intimidating, but it's actually a lot easier than you would expect, because the Ruby and Sapphire Battle Tower has problems. The AI is dumb, has some very questionable team building. They only use Hoenn Pokemon. They don't want to, you know, it would be unfair if they had some Pokemon you couldn't get when Ruby Sapphire came out. And then the fourth and final one for Ruby Sapphire is confusing. I want to make sure I have this tab up correctly. So I want to read what Bulbapedia has to say about this. It's it's specifically get 5 paintings in the Lilycove Museum, which can mean anything. But in short, what it means is that you have to interact with the other fancy features they put in Ruby Sapphire, which were the Pokemon contests. Not only do you have to win all five contests in the master rank, you have to score high enough in them so that the painter will ask you, hey, do you want your Pokemon painted? And you have to do this 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, it's a lot more than what they ask of you in later games that have the contests. But
the fucked up thing to me about that actually is you need to go to the gallery first to like get the artist to even show up.
I was actually thinking about that earlier. It's like, can you actually miss that if you don't talk to the guy first?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's bad.
Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that evil?
No, I don't think it's really that hard to miss, but like that's still kind of a pretty big oversight. Like if they had done that, like I'm pretty sure in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, like it's probably one of those things where it's like, well, you can't miss this. They kind of force this conversation onto you. I wouldn't know for sure, but like in other games, like you can miss stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you need to go to like the second floor of the art gallery and talk to the guy. I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute anyway. Yeah. So do you feel like for their first attempt basically at like incorporating achievements into a Pokemon game, because it's basically what these are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like these do a good job? Do you feel like these are worth doing for Ruby and Sapphire?
Personally, yes. I'm a big Pokemon fan, you know. You know, mileage may vary for other people, but
yeah.
What I also want to say is I think for this game in particular, it does a very good job of showcasing everything the game has to offer without, you know, no, I think it just does a good job of having no stone left unturned. It encourages you to go out and do basically everything the game has to offer, because looking back at it now, Ruby Sapphire's post-game isn't as great as later games, which I don't mind because, you know, it was new hardware for them, but and they're still trying to figure stuff out. But I still think it covers everything beautifully.
Droomish, would you want to complete the trainer card in Ruby and Sapphire, knowing everything that would entail?
I don't know.
Does it feel worth your time?
You're really making me think again. I don't actually know. I was like, before this, I was like, yeah, I'm like totally, I love trainer card stars. But you're saying about like, I don't know, just the way that it's telegraphed. And I think that Gen 3 is such, I don't know, that was when, well, I mean, it was the first one I played, but that was like fully when Pokemon became livable, I guess. Like you just live there. And I guess the contests are one thing. And I did do that. I was like, this is fun. I'm just going to do it. Like, let's just see how high it goes type of situation. But the, I guess, kind of mirror, let's say like the parallel experience I had with the Battle Tower. And these are, I guess, both like true to my childhood experiences with them. Like, I think, I don't know, just the Game Boy, like just Game Boy. I don't even have anybody to talk to about it. It really sucked, but it was just burning holes in my head. I can't tell anybody about Tentacruel and how awesome it is. But the contests were, I mean, like okay, I feel like I'm getting like way too meta about this. But I find in games that there is often like soft telegraphing of, in the contest, there's a very soft tell, like there's a soft tell in that nobody says you have to go do this, but the confines are laid out very easily by just investigating. It's like it goes up to master rank. There's 5 different categories. Like your job has been made clear by that, or your job in large quotes has been made clear by that.
Yeah.
And that was the experience I had. I think I was able to get master on, God, it might have been Tentacruel. And after that, I was like, well, I'm not getting rid of his moves, so like Tentacruel is just going to be the cool master, and then we're done. I reached the window. But the same thing happened with the Battle Tower. However, I got really excited about it, and Tentacruel was also awesome. I don't know. I was like, this is such like a weird fever dream. I was like 6, 7. I'm serious. I was obsessed with Tentacruel. Tentacruel specifically. It was a level 100. I like caught a Tentacruel one day, and my child mind that is like going like, I will remember this. Like I remember thinking specifically on the playground, I will get you to level 100. And then I did by the end of the day. And
wow.
But I did the Battle Tower, and I mean, because it goes on and on and on. Is there somebody, I don't know, and maybe this soft, like the soft tell is also encased there, but like the arbitrary measurement of 50 as like your you've done it number is let's say it's a much softer tell than the ribbons are. And like I find something like that much less important because I was completely satisfied with me and Tentacruel. I think it couldn't have been more than 21. Like I wasn't even sure if the Pokemon were getting stronger when I was playing it when I was little. But I eventually stopped because I was just like, this is boring. Like I battled, I did it. I was like, I don't know, like I went to the zoo. Like that's it. And I like consume these things a lot. I guess very similarly to like a trip to the zoo. And I say zoo specifically because it's like I do not have to study or understand these animals. I have to go see them, maybe see them do something funny. I saw it like I saw a turtle do something maybe a little not safe for work the last time I was at the zoo. I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I don't know. It was cool. I saw a turtle do something interesting.
I was hoping that's not where you were going with that.
But I don't have to know or like I don't have to like deep dive the turtle or any other animal I saw. And so I played up to like round 14 of the battle tower and no one told me alternatively. So I was like, yeah, that was cool. We're gonna go play somewhere else now.
Right.
And so if left to my own devices, I think I would fully say no because like I guess I think a game and that's the comparison I'm very happy with my own comparison here of like the contest versus the battle tower because it's like the game doesn't have to tell you to do something but it also can while outlining something like really, really strongly.
Yeah. Of
like, hey, we have these contests. It goes up to level 5 and there's 5 different categories.
Yep.
Like that's kind of it's like I don't know, it's like the mountain example. I don't remember what that guy's name is, but like when they talk about Everest, when they were like, why are all you crazy people trying to climb Mount Everest? I'm like, well, it's there.
Yeah.
And
you can see the finish line.
Right, you can see the finish line. Yeah. And so I do put a lot of stake in being able to see the finish line. And obviously with guides and stuff, like Hawkhead is saying, you can see the finish line from 100 different angles if you go buy the book or you look on Cerebi or whatever. But to answer your specific question off of my crazy tangent, I think I would say no because I just wouldn't think to.
Yeah.
Like I'm
almost. But you said that you would do like you were doing contests because they were fun. But then I guess like had you then learned that doing all 5 of them and also that doing the battle tower, if once you learned what the finish line was for the battle tower, like if someone was like, hey, the finish line for the battle tower is 50, knowing the finish line, would you be like more inclined to do it? Or is like just doing the battle tower like not fun enough? Because you were just like,
I really feel like this specific example is like really complicated by it being infinite because people still fight over the battle tower now.
Yes.
Like
just trying to get the highest number.
Right. Like battle tower. I mean, it is high. It is in the thousands now for Emerald Battle Tower. So like that is I don't know. And it's like, well, is that complete? I don't know. Like when are they done? I think any infinite system is going to really be complicated in terms of completion because like I've looked at that. I've looked at those lists with like LRXC, for instance. Like we've I guess we've kind of schemed like, could we get a score like that? What would be the ideal team? Like stuff like that. And I mean, that doesn't even seem like a fringe example now because roguelikes are like they are so big and so massive.
Absolutely. But even roguelikes like Balatro gives you an off ramp. Like you beat Ante 8, and then like it asks you if you want to go endless. And in Pokemon Emerald, you get the silver symbol or you get the gold symbol. And then optionally, you could keep going if you wanted to. You could go endless.
Yeah.
But also,
that's why I feel like I'm getting so stuck in the weeds with, you said Ruby Sapphire, and I'm like, I don't want to do the one that's infinite, that doesn't have symbols, that has a specific arbitrary challenge that I couldn't find someone to tell me about in game at 50. And if I had done it just because I'm like, shit, let's go, and somebody give me the trophy afterwards, like...
I mean, Ruby Sapphire Tower does have a handful of rewards if you hit a certain number. So like the trainer card star is at 50, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And then
I'm not trying to be like wildly obtuse about this.
No, I get you.
I do think that like completion as a topic is almost, I'm going to say it's like attached at the hip to communication from the game.
Sure.
It is wildly dependent on, I guess, just the benchmarking that they give you.
Yeah.
At least for me, I don't know, because like I get so, I mean, it's like I don't know, I guess both my strength and my weakness, I get so like lost in everything.
Mhm.
So obviously, like, I don't know, there's always like the assumption of infinitum now, but I mean, it's just like, I guess, comparing to their roots of the first level in any old Pokemon game is the professor coming out and saying, like, you have to do this thing. And I don't know, I'm not like, my mind isn't totally made up about this. I feel weirdly about the communication of trainer stars as a metric for me being complete.
Yeah, fair enough.
I also recognize them as a sight to see now that I know about them, and it's like, it's cool. Even though I don't particularly care about the battle frontier, I do want to improve to that level and say that I did it also.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not to skip ahead.
No, I'm with you. Hawkhead, what's your like motivation for going after the trainer card stars in any game?
Oh yeah.
For some of them, I think there's the skill level required. Obviously, like the tower and the frontier come to mind. It's also just like the game asks you to do so many things and work around in so many ways. Like not to get too far ahead, but like the Metal Rally, it expects like different skill sets out of you, for example. And I think because I feel so passionately about these games, I'm more incentivized to do these things because it's like, well, they challenge you in these really unique ways that I don't really see them doing, and I don't see other developers doing other games. And it's just really interesting going about this and seeing like, well, how can we, like with the Pokemon contest, like how can we twist this battle formula to be something completely different? And how can I use my brain to like solve this challenge? And so it with some of these features too, it's a break from the battling. So if you get bored of battling, it's like, well, there's something else you can do. And so it just kind of to me, it's like a fresh experience for each game. There's always something new to try and explore. Yeah, I think it's the best way I can put it.
If a feature doesn't have a trainer card star tied to it, are you less likely to engage with it?
Okay. This is kind of what I want to get into next, but I think it's a case-by-case thing. Because as you're about to find out, there are some really ludicrous things that they ask you to do. And it gets to the point where it's like, you think the developers kind of just put them there if someone wants to brag about it to their friends, right? It's not something that like you get like something for it, but like also not enough for it to be like, well, this isn't really that important, you know?
Yeah. So Droomish, you made an entire video about Pokemon Jump and Dodrio berry picking in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Oh yes. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about those?
Is this the one? Yeah, that was dumb. Like, well, not making the video. I made a great video, by the way. We documented some stuff for the very first time, and that was awesome. No, it's ludicrous, and I'm glad this is like the connection that we're making there. I don't know. I mean, you just pick a number sometimes.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, I remember thinking in the depths of my cope of trying to beat those games by myself. But I'm like, I don't know. And I've been saying this a lot lately. I was absolutely possessed by the spirit of wrath when I was trying to beat Jump for the first time. I actually had a really easy time with Dodrio berry picking because I was just like, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to force my friends to do this with me. I'm going to tell them it's for YouTube also. But I'm in the depths of raging at Jump. And I had gotten good enough where I was over 100 jumps, but not to 200. And I remember thinking to myself, I guess I'm in like the coping stage of grief or no, bargaining. I'm in bargaining. I'm like, why isn't 100 enough? Who decided it was 200? Why isn't 100 jumps good enough? Who is the Lord of Jumping that said that you're not a complete trainer unless you've done 200? Because I've done 100 and that's pretty awesome. Done for a really long time. Who said? Because this is not like the Pokédex where it's like, that's all the Pokemon. Who said that the 200 jumps is the thing? And I was like getting closer and closer. I was like 160, 180. Who's to say I'm a bad jumper at this point? How dare you? Like,
this is kind of what...
Yeah, so especially, I mean, like, that's why I pick a number. They pick... maybe that's not ultra common,
Right.
but we're in
Like,
pick a number territory.
It does feel arbitrary, just kind of the number they have for it. And like, this is one of these things where I'm like, you could debate that Fire Red and Leaf Green are some of the hardest games to complete because of this one specific challenge where it's not about using your brain like you would in an RPG and just figuring out a puzzle. No, this is like, you have to be good at video games. Like, like press A 200 times in a row with the correct timing. Like, this is not, I can't remember another time where Pokemon has gone this hard with this kind of skill that you need, that is required out of you. Like, the closest thing I can think of is like, there's like a Metal and Black and White 2 for action shooter mini games, but like those are like way easier from what I remember. Like, Pokemon Jump is on a completely different level, and Dojo berry picking to another extent as well. But like, this is just one of those things where so many people have not completed Fire League or have not completed the trainer card because this is just such a high barrier.
I think for anyone looking to get into this, into the specifics of both of those mini games, Droomish will have your video linked in the description as well.
Yes,
for anyone who wants to learn more about them.
You're using a bunch of bullshit, okay? Like, it's really complicated. You need at least 3 Game Boys and a bunch of stuff. It's a nightmare.
I had a terrible time with Jump, and I have not had the pleasure of playing Dodrio berry picking yet. It is one of the last things I need to do to consider Gen 3 complete. But I'm glad to hear that Dodrio berry picking at least is not as bad as Jump. I had a hell of a time with Jump.
Yeah, if you have friends.
Yeah. So actually, one of the last nights we were at LA Retro, Awood and I think he had 3 saves and I had 2 saves, but we had 3 other people in the hotel room. So we played a full room of 5 people playing Dojo berry picking, and it was really fun.
Hell yeah.
We got a few berries doing it too. I think the highest we got was 186, so we were pretty close, actually. I feel like that game is substantially less difficult than Pokemon Jump. The difference is Pokemon Jump is a lot easier to do by yourself. Like, you can get that achievement by yourself if you have 2 games.
Sure. Well, you can do it by yourself. It might even, do you think it's better to do Jump solo than with another person?
From personal experience, yes. I do need to do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Scott, I'm going to call you out if you're listening. He's been telling me for years he wants to complete Fire Red Leaf Green, and he knows this Pokemon Jump thing is a part of it. And every time we meet up, I'm like, hey, dude, we got to practice this. We got to do this at some point. Like, we can't even hit like 100. Like, and oftentimes, like, when the jump rope starts to slow down, I'll tell him, hey, it's slowing down. Don't press it too early. And almost every time he presses it too early.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to help him out here, but it's really hard. So when I started a new Leaf Green save a few months ago, I decided to try this game on my own. And I had practiced on my own a few times before. But like, just for whatever reason, I was just super locked in that day. And second try, I got it between my 2 games.
Incredible. Second try. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, no, the first time I remember I got to 163 and then 160, it did like this really slow motion. Then the very next one, it was like, whoop. I was just like, dude, this is mean. This is even meaner than I realized.
Yes. They're very extremely mean with the speed of the rope in Pokemon Jump. It's diabolical.
Oh
yeah. Pro tip for anyone trying to attempt it: use fast jumpers. You're gonna need them. Like,
okay,
if you want, I would say, like, if you want to go for points to get some of the berries, because some of those berries, like I think it's the Mago, Aguav, and Wiki, like, those might be your only way to get them. If you want to play this with friends for fun, do slow jumpers, because we did that at LA Retro and like it was super cool. Because another element about those games is like kind of the cooperative, how high can we score on this? Like, because there's a score separate from like the total jump count, and then you can get berries for that as well. The joyful game corner mini games are like their own experience for sure in the entire series.
And it's so crazy that they were like, yeah, both of these mini games are going to be tied to a trainer card star in Fire Red Leaf Green.
Well, it's because like they had to come up with something that was exclusive to the game, like that, because they couldn't just carry over the trainer card stars from Ruby and Sapphire. Like, they didn't put contests into them. The battle tower didn't exist. There's the trainer tower, but like that's tied to the e-reader, so it's like basically pseudo DLC. And like the way they handle it for international reasons, because they discontinued the e-reader, was like, well, this has to be like an optional thing. We can't tie anything to this because it wouldn't be fair to the Japanese people that have to buy the cards, right? So like they had to come up with something. And I think it's also worth mentioning. So like the Fire Red Leaf Green achievements are like, so like there are 4 of them, right? In Ruby Sapphire. And so like we've already mentioned, like, do well in the joyful game corner mini games. And then there's complete and like, become the champion. Complete the Canada Pokedex. Makes sense. But then the 4th one is complete the national Pokedex. which is strange because these achievements are supposed to be, excluding like entering the Hall of Fame, like they're supposed to be like their own thing, like they're supposed to be as difficult as each other, but like for some reason, I guess they wanted to fill it in with something. So it's like, well, I guess we'll do the National Pokedex, even though the Canada Pokedex is just already there.
Do you think they are supposed to be as difficult as each other? Because one of them is just enter the Hall of Fame. So that's the
right.
To
so
me, I feel like the stars can
I did exaggerate
kind of
a little bit because like later on there's a battle frontier, right? Like that's obviously more difficult, but like these are all different experiences that require like different mindsets, I guess. And
totally.
And like they intend you to like choose your own adventure on these kind of things where like you can do these in any order. Like it just depends on how you're feeling about them.
Yeah. My heart goes out to anyone in Fireleaf Green who is stuck at a silver trainer card because they just don't have access.
I'm sure that is many people listening right now.
100% who they're even like probably have like a living dex in Gen 3, but just like don't have the wireless adapters needed to fucking jump.
I am very fortunate.
Eat berries.
I'm like, I don't know if I like this. Like, to complete the game, you have to have more games and or more people. Like, this is my game
and an
like,
accessory.
I mean, isn't that like
an accessory?
Like, that's any game because like if you want to complete the Pokedex, well, you got to have multiple versions because they're always version exclusives. If you don't have friends, like there's no other way around it. You gotta have multiple games, multiple systems. But yeah,
at the time, I guess the argument. Read the accessory. The argument, I guess, would have been that Fireleaf Green was packaged with the adapter, but that's not future proof. You know, how many people? I mean, I got my wireless adapters, all three of them individually, secondhand. I don't know, a couple of years ago, but I certainly never had them like as a kid. But it's insane to me even that it's specifically the wireless adapter, and you cannot play these games using a link cable. At least let them be playable with a link cable.
I'm sure it's a logistics thing where it's just like the communication required, like can't travel through the link cable quickly enough. I'm fairly sure that's what it is.
Still,
no cord gaming.
Yeah, wireless gaming.
They hadn't developed that technology yet. You couldn't play a game over a cord yet.
So that's Gen 3. I mean, Emerald's Emerald's Trainer Card Stars adds the Frontier, right?
Right. It replaces the tower with the Frontier. And on top of the tower just being harder, you also need 70 wins instead of 50. So immediately it's harder. But then you got the Factory, which is also super hard, and then like the other 5 which have, I don't know, it's the Frontier and Emerald definitely encourages you to build several different teams. And I think that's a big barrier for a lot of people is
totally
having good Pokemon, and if you know how IVs work, like hoping you breed good enough stats if you don't do RNG manipulation. So yeah, it's definitely a big bar. It's definitely a big step up from Ruby Sapphire just for that one thing.
Yeah, I agree. Droomish, similar question for Ruby and Sapphire, I guess, but even looking at the list for Emerald, what do you think? Do you think you'd ever go for that?
I think it's the Battle Frontier is like alternatively the Battle Tower in Ruby and Sapphire is very primitive. I mean, like I think that's not. You compare the two because it's the Frontier versus this tiny little island. I think the Frontier is like I don't know, just a golden example of what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know, this soft ask, like it exists, so you should go climb that mountain. Like it's a mountain that is begging to be climbed just by existing. And so it's like it kind of does invite that for me of like, yeah, this is the Frontier. I'm this is my manifest destiny in Pokemon. To get all these, and they give you a badge case, and there's holes in the badge case. It's like, oh, well, I'm missing this circle. So, like, I guess the mountain is there. I see the mountain, and I don't know if that's ever actually going to work out for me. I tried really, really hard. I got really pissed off. It's a lying, cheating game, famously.
I guess for me, the question is more about like the desire. Like, is that something that you want to do?
Oh yeah, big time. And it's asking you while it isn't asking you, because it's a mountain that exists. I think like I want to do that. They asked me to.
I think I might actually disagree with that, because like the moment you get to the post game, like they a lot of NPCs tell you, hey, you should go for this, and like when you click on your name in the menu, like it used to be just a trainer card. Well, now the trainer card is like one of 4 different things on this menu. Like This
Oh,
is the
yeah.
entire post game, but it's a lot, and this is this giant mountain that they're asking you to climb, even if it's only 1 star out of 4.
Right.
And
one
they
star on the trainer
didn't
card.
handle it the same way in future games, which we'll get into. But yeah, it's definitely like one of the few things where they're like, yeah, you should go do this. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah. That's a great point about the frontier symbols that I kind of forgot about, I guess, is that you're right. Like it's like these 7 things ultimately combine to be just the 1 star, I guess. But at least like those 7, like the slots for those 7 things even existing tells you like there's more for you to do, and it's here if you want it, and here are all of the places with all of the names that match the circles in this new case that you have. So go nuts and good luck. But that is definitely like at least more conveyance to the player than, I mean, for again, a lot of this stuff, like there isn't like an empty slot on the trainer card that says complete your Pokedex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you will get that star if and when that happens. But yeah, I do like that the symbols are. I always liked that too as a kid. It's just getting. It almost felt like new gym badges to go for, just like much more difficult gym badges.
I mean, that's what the anime did with it. They just treated the frontier symbols like gym badges.
That's a great point, man. Sometimes I think about Ash's battle against Nolan's Articuno. God, extremely good.
I liked it when he beat a Metachan with a Snorlax, because that
Hell
would never
yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Mhm.
It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
So to, I guess, like widen our funnel, I guess it wasn't an emerald, but I mean, this is just fully the gen of like extra stuff to do. Extra activities are happening. It was mentioned a while ago, the secret bases. That's like, I mean, we're getting into like, I guess, like tourism experientials of, I don't know, just I'm trying to, okay, so like, I don't know, just secret bases as a topic. The trick house, it's another one. We got stickers on the trainer card.
Oh no, I forgot for a moment about those. Hold on. Actually, I think we need to talk about this, because this gets into the territory of,
okay, sure.
Did they really want us to do this? So
Right.
For those of you who don't know, in Fire Red Leaf Green, when you get the gold trainer card, that's not all you can do with your trainer card. There are these little stickers you can get for these extremely arbitrary goals. And they are so ludicrous, I would go so far as to say these combined with the Joyful Game Corner minigames makes Fire and Leaf Green potentially one of the hardest games to complete. So I assume you two know about this already, right? You know what I'm going to say?
You bet.
Okay, so
Yeah, we love this stuff.
yeah. So at first it starts off innocent, like you beat the Hall of Fame, which like by the time you get to sticker man, you've already done. So whatever. You beat it one time, you get a sticker, cool. And like you don't. And when you talk to the guy, you like there isn't really any direction as to like what he's going to give you and like what you have to do. Again, this is one of these strategy guide only things. But then the next one is like hatch an egg. Well, if you get the Togepi egg off of 5 Island, I mean that's easy. And then the third one is like a little more obtuse, which is win a link battle. And then that's it. You get the stickers, and that's the end, right? No, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. I want you to guess how many eggs you have to hatch for the next level. Not the final sticker, the next level.
I believe it's 50.
No, actually.
Yeah, pause the video and guess, because we all know this.
Okay, I'll tell the audience at home. It's 100.
It's 100 for the. Oh, okay, yeah.
But it doesn't end there. It gets worse.
Yeah.
Then you go 200 and you get the gold sticker or something. I don't know. And then, I don't remember what the sticker colors are. But then you get the next one and you have to hatch 300 eggs. Now keep in mind, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, hatching eggs is inoptimal because 1, flame body doesn't work, and 2, like the daycare is not next to a place where you can bike easily, and 3, you don't have a mock bike. Like. It's just so arbitrary, and I don't understand why the requirement wasn't like 50 for the final sticker.
Right.
And that's just one category of 3. It gets worse because then you have to win way too many link battles, and then you have to beat the Elite Four in an obscene amount of times. And I'm not going to say what they are in case, like, I don't want to scare anyone into not completing Fire Red Leaf Green. But all I'm going to say is this goes back to what I was saying before about I think these are things that are just there to be there, and they put and the devs put an arbitrary number there, and it's like, well, you can brag to your friends if you get these. Because I don't think these are really as necessary as, like, say, completing the Pokédex or even doing the Game Corner games.
Yeah. I have done all 3 of these.
Yeah, he did
what?
it. He's
I actually didn't know this. Like, I know you can grind these out, but, like, I imagine it took way too freaking long.
Yeah, it
was nightmare. It was terrible.
I worked.
It was all he was doing for weeks. I hated it.
Yeah, I can imagine it took you that long.
I worked on it for a long time. So I'll share my experience if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
So the first one, I guess, the hatching 300 eggs. I forgot that the number was 100 and then 200 and then 300. I hatched Magikarp because that has the fewest steps to hatch.
Right, smart.
And I did that. I did a lot of it on stream, and every fish that we hatched, someone in chat named. And so, like, because of that, I think it didn't feel like as much of a chore, because I had folks to hang out with and they made it fun. And you're right, the lack of flame body and the mock bike and there isn't a straight path, certainly, in front of the daycare on, what is it, Four Island or something?
It's tiny.
It is Four Island. Yeah, so I don't know. I biked in like a rectangle, but so, not ideal, but it was fine. And then the Link battles, I just kind of like battled against one of my other cartridges, and I only had like a Caterpie or a Pidgey or something, like just one Pokemon on that other cartridge's team, and then just sort of brute forced all 100 wins in order to get that final sticker. I think it's 100, right?
Yeah,
How could you look at the list? It's 100 for the final sticker. So I don't know. I could maybe do a battle a minute, maybe. I don't know. So that's not too bad. Again, another thing that you just sort of brute force. They're all things that you really just brute force, and they're all, I agree, these are all just, they picked a number and it's a high number.
Right.
The last is probably my favorite, and certainly the one I spent the most time on, is beating the league 200 times. My favorite thing about this is that it isn't just for the sticker, but also on Four Island is Lorelei's house.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorelei is the first member of the Elite Four in Kanto. And she has a house on Four Island, and she's a huge fan of plushies. And so every 25 wins that you get in the league, Lorelei buys herself a new plushie, almost as retail therapy, which I find very cute. And then her final plushie is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's Lapras. I was like greatly incentivized, not even for the sticker, but just to see Lorelei get a giant Lapras plushie in her house. So those are the 3 things. And yeah, 100%. They're, as far as like things that they decided to like, things that they put in their games to acknowledge that you did a thing. These are the most unnecessary and the least rewarding, by a large sum. If I cope, the Magikarp that I hatched to help me fill Pokemon box, okay, fine. And the beating the league however many times helped me fill my Pokedex for whatever Pokemon I needed to level. But I think I like finished my living dex by the time I had beat the league in Fire Red like 50 times, right? So still like nowhere near 200. And so then I just used it as an excuse to like get a few Pokemon to level 100. And then again, the other carrot of trying to get Lorelei a giant Lapras doll in her house. Winning 100 Link battles, I don't know, man. I think if we look at these games, I guess, through the lens of like the year that they were released and also the part of the world that they were probably designed for, is like Japanese school children in the year 2004. And I think like that, if you kind of look at these games and these things through that lens, and I would even add Dojrio berry picking to this, is like part of the like the multiplayer post game loop you can do in Fire Red Leaf Green is playing Dojrio berry picking to get good berries, and then playing the berry crush mini game to get berry powder that you could then use to get vitamins to train your Pokemon. And then if you needed to level your Pokemon, you would go and fight the league over and over. And you would train your Pokemon for the sake of, I think, battling against your friends. And then it was like cyclical in that way, I guess. You play the multiplayer minigame together, so you would all get resources. And then you would use those resources to make your Pokemon better. And then you would battle each other. And I think that is the loop that all of this stuff in the post game of Fire Red Leaf Green was made for. So like, if you brute force it just for the sake of getting these stickers, then it's not worth doing. But if these stickers are just kind of like a nice carrot or like acknowledgement of the time that you put into these games every once in a while, because you're doing some of these things anyway, battling against your friends, leveling your Pokemon, I guess hatching eggs. I don't know that you're going to hatch that many eggs en masse unless you know that you're hatching for IVs, maybe. And I think anyone who is hatching in Gen 3 for that purpose is probably hatching an Emerald, where they can do it much faster if they know, right? But then I think about like the school kid in 2004 who maybe doesn't even know that IVs exist, but maybe they do know that like that roughly how like egg moves work at least. So maybe that's a consideration or something. I don't know. I can't tell if I'm like giving Game Freak a lot of credit or if actually this is like what they intended.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think it's hard to say. Something else I want to bring up is that my belief is that a lot of these multiplayer elements were like, I think the community for multiplayer features in Japan has always been a lot bigger than it has been in other parts of the world. So I think it was easier for them to do this kind of thing. Because like when you think about it, for example, for the link battle requirement, like there wasn't a competitive scene back then. And like there's no feature to like auto level your Pokemon. So it's like whoever has the higher level Pokemon is just going to win every time. But I think the environment that probably existed in Japan at the time and probably still does to this day is more friendly to that kind of thing, where it's easier to find people that want to do these kind of things with you. So it's easier to hit that achievement. But I still think 100 is too many. Like maybe keep it to like 25.
Yeah.
But,
all of the numbers are too many.
Right.
But I think that's the point. I don't think they ever really, I think like they put them in the game, maybe expecting a handful of people to actually get them like organically.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. And then years later, when freaks like us find out that they exist, we're like, oh, well, that's in the game, so I guess I'll do it. That's kind of my motivation, for better or worse, I guess, is just like, it's there. And I like these games. I don't know.
It's there.
Whatever. Right. But I mean, I'm definitely drawing the line at the stickers. I mean, I think I'm going to get the 100 egg ones because like I'm pretty close to that one. I've been working on Living Dex in Leaf Green, but like I'm definitely going to go for the Gold Trainer card and just be like, okay, the rest of this, they didn't care about it that much. Like I'm good.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like these, like, I don't know, they bring up another question of, I mean, and I feel like this is what you were talking around, Capreo, of like, are these things that they just expect people to do? Like in general, like you're just gonna, you who enjoys this game will probably hatch eggs. If you who, I don't know, is obsessed with this game will hatch eggs of your own volition.
Right.
I feel like, I don't know, there's like different stretches with the other two, but like that one specifically is like, I think like, well, it is a really, really high number, but also like if I just lived here, I would hatch eggs. And there's like, I guess, some recognition of just, I don't know, this is such like, I've been so fascinated by these specifically because they are such a good example of, I don't know, like this like breaks the binary of completion, because like these don't seem to be completion things on their face, but they're things that you can grind for. But I feel like it's getting back into that territory of like finishing the book for the sake of finishing it, but it's not
Totally.
like there's even a book here. Like there's like a world and you might perform this activity depending on what kind of person you are. And it's almost like, I don't know, it's like getting like a tag or something on like, it's like not an achievement. I'm thinking of like a title on a game or something. You get like
Yeah.
a title that says egg lover and you have
Yeah.
a sticker that you can show to everybody that says you're an egg lover now. Look, I love eggs. It's like one of the things that I chose to do with my time.
Right.
Because these aren't like arcane secrets. It's just a lot of an activity that you might do depending on what your interests are.
Totally.
So it's almost like a personality thing, or like as in the way that it shows off. So because I don't see these things as completion. Well, okay, but it's like these I almost see in a weird way. They're like more completionary than some of the trainer card stars because I ultimately come to the reason it's like, well, if I lived here, I would just hatch eggs. I'm not going to like grinding it will make it really, really unfun. But per there, and so like, yeah, like the number is way too high. Like I think that's just like the issue here. But like there's probably some sweet spot number where it's like if I just lived in this world, I would have done it this many times because I live here. And that's like, I don't know, experiential completion.
Absolutely. I feel it's the same way about it. If the number's reasonable, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to know, like, to get an answer from someone at Game Freak, like, hey, what was the intention behind these specifically? And like, is it? I guess like there's the two things that we've like laid out here is like where they put there for people to do the thing in order to get the sticker, or were they put there because as they were doing the thing anyway, they would get the sticker along the way and they would be like, oh, neat. And then they'd keep doing the thing regardless of whether they get rewarded for it or not. I wonder what the purpose was initially.
Yeah, these are just a really cool case by themselves. I'm glad we're talking about them specifically. Totally. I mean, because I guess really there is, like, I don't know, you can gamify a lot of stuff a certain way like this because Pokemon has so much like ornamentality to it. I kind of feel like secret bases are the same way of just like get stuff, build a cool tower. Well, maybe not exactly.
Well, they never reward you for collecting all of the secret base items, but the reward is that you get to put the cool items in your secret base. And I think that's the same can be said for like getting one of every item, getting a living dex even. The reward is having the thing, right? And having access to it and being able to use it.
So what are these stickers then? Like I like my comparison of like the tag, but
yeah,
it is such a weird edge case. I'm trying to think of something else like it, but I feel like it is like on the cusp of what it means to complete, because I do think at the very least they picked categories that were like they're not they're not like arcane secrets. It's like,
yeah,
let alone doing it this number of times. You will do these things though. Like if you are just like playing this game, you are inclined to do these things. These are part of the core gameplay loop. Let alone the number. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's very interesting. I feel like, okay, maybe there's like some medals that are like this, but then they're like, they get so specific and they can be gamified. But like stuff like, I don't know, like I like the one that's like check the trash cans because
yeah,
I mean, it's just like, it's like a how you live type of medal. And then you don't get something mechanical as a reward, but you get like a thing where it's like, you're a great trash checker. That's like how they frame the medals of like, yeah. It's the medals often, Hawkhead, they often have like kind of titles, don't they? Of like great lover or egghead or something. I don't know. Like they're usually framed like that.
Right. And
so
I guess to answer your question, like I would argue none of us, aside from the Fun Fest ones, I don't think any of the numbers they ask you to do are as absurd as the ones, as the stickers in Fire Red Leaf Green. But yes, there are some like arbitrary goals for sure.
I like the medal that you get for saving the game an amount of times.
Yeah.
That one's great.
like that's going to happen. And it's an achievement.
Exactly.
This is just like the biggest place of pause with me for this whole thing of, I mean, like the most perfectly designed game, its achievements are all things that you would think to do on your own.
Like anyway?
Or, like that a game could get you to consider doing on your own anyways. All right, maybe I don't know. I'm this maybe not the perfect game, but some perfect game, some form of a perfect game can create like a set of instructions that is so in tune with itself that it would get you to do it would by existing it would get you to do all the things that are the achievements anyway.
I think if the achievements are like perfectly designed, yes. I think that's really rare.
Oh yeah,
right.
And so, but I like this middle ground of I don't know, some honorific. They're honorifics. That's what they are. They are.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I think there is something to be said about finding out how to acquire an achievement and then doing that thing. Like sometimes like you'll play through a game and you'll beat it and then you'll go look at the Steam achievements or whatever and you'll see if you do this, then you'll get this achievement and 1% of players have this achievement. And you're like, oh, that's going to take some time and some doing, but like I'm interested. And in some cases, it's a great excuse to keep playing the game, and sometimes in like a new way. So I think like well-designed achievements can do a lot to prolong your experience with a game, but like in a good way. Like not such that the game becomes long-winded or overstays its welcome or whatever, but like gives you a great excuse to keep playing it, especially after you've like rolled credits. Which is such a big reason why like they've added there's retro achievements for games like Pokemon Yellow and all of the old Pokemon games, and that's like a great that gives a lot of people a great excuse to like replay those games, maybe more intentionally for the express purpose of like doing these things that maybe they never would have thought to in the past, because there wasn't like a to-do list effectively of like mark all of these off and lo and behold,
to every sign.
But
you must talk to every sign.
Talk to every sign, and you will have a richer experience with these games. We promise.
The sign talker,
the signer.
I guess when I was starting Leaf Green Up, I actually did start it on an emulator so I could use retro achievements, and like it definitely was a different experience because like most of these things I was going to do anyways, but also at the same time, it's like, oh, there's this hidden item here. It's like, okay, this is what I need to look out for. Like I was going to get all the hidden items anyways, but it's also like, okay, this is a clue to where I need to be looking. And then sadly, like sometime after I started my save file, they started adding more. And so I couldn't get all of them. And that's a whole complicated thing. But like, it definitely was a really cool experience just kind of going through the game for the first time like that and going like, wow, I'm not used to these kind of things existing in a Pokemon game.
Yeah. Having the itemized list and having something acknowledge when you've done the thing. And I think there are lots of aspects of Pokemon games. I think the secret bases are a great example of like nothing in the game acknowledges that you get every secret base decoration or whatever. But again, the reward for that, I think, is being able to use the secret base decorations in your secret base, which is a social thing anyway. Like you don't even need to like brag about the glass statue of the Pidgeot or whatever, right? Because you can just have that in your secret base, and then when you mix records with someone, they see it in your secret base. They might not even know what you had to go through to get that thing, but at least they, I don't know. Well, maybe that's part of it. Do you think part of it is the context of the thing?
Well, yeah. It's a bragging right? Because like, if they see this secret base decoration that they've never seen before and they don't know how exactly they're supposed to get it, it was like, well, how'd you get that? Like, he must be a really good trainer if he has that.
Like, well, let me spin you this yarn.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm loving this idea.
Relax.
How did you get a Lapras in here? What the hell?
It's like, oh, the Battle Frontier? I was there a lot.
There's also the one, I think it's also the Silver Shield for getting 100 wins in the Battle Tower, which is like double what the game originally asked you to do. That's an entire other thing. It's like, well, is this required for the game? Like this one secret base decoration that's like double of what you asked me before. It doesn't get me anything else.
But you know what? Now that I think about it, the collectible is so much more powerful to me of like an incentive than the trainer card star. Like I was so much more motivated to get that Lapras doll in Emerald than I was to get the gold trainer card star. I'm glad I got the gold card, but like I love Lapras and I get to put it in my tree house. That's so sick.
Right. And like other trainers are more likely to see your secret base than they are your trainer card, because with your trainer card you have to talk to a certain trainer at a certain time while you're like trading or something, and so they might not even notice.
Yeah, absolutely. So where even are we, huh?
we're just talking about Gen 3. We haven't even gotten to Gen 4 yet.
Yeah, well, I guess
we're doing a funnel of. Well, I don't know. Did Gen 4 like? I don't know. What did they do? Anything crazy?
Well, yes, because like they did what they did with Ruby Sapphire, where they tried to give a bunch of trainer card upgrades to features exclusive to the game. And also now there are 5 different upgrades. So now past the gold card, there's a black card. Like there's a lot more to do.
Wow. Diamond and Pearl black card.
So, okay, if I may.
What I wouldn't give.
Starting from the top, Diamond and Pearl, be the champion, as you'd expect. Complete the national Pokedex. No longer is there's the Sinnoh Dex, there's the national Pokedex, because up to this point, you could get every Pokemon if you transferred it up. And that's a whole other thing. Like, completing the national Pokedex in Gen 4 is really interesting because most of the Pokemon you can get in-game, you don't have to transfer most of them, but you do kind of need some of the cartridges to make certain Pokemon appear. It's really weird. Then there's win 1 Master Rank of the Super Contest. I don't know why they downgraded it from 5, but it's significantly easier than it was in Ruby and Sapphire. You just got to win 1 contest. So there's that. Then there's the new one is the Underground. You just get the Platinum flag in the Underground. And like, if you know what you're doing, you have 2 games with 2 bases next to each other, you can like grind this out in 30 minutes. It's not that hard. But like the Platinum flag is supposed to be this indicator of, wow, I played the Underground a bunch, and I can decorate with more items in my secret base and remove all the rocks. Yeah, whatever. It's just like, I love the Underground. But yeah, it's like, one of the features they put in the game, and then they want you to explore it. The final one is where it gets weird. Defeat 100 trainers in a row in the battle tower. I can tell you from experience, this is painful. This is the Diamond Pearl Platinum battle tower is so cruelly designed. They have like basically these theme teams where they like you might have like an ace trainer from like that the ice ace trainer that has all ice type Pokemon, or an Aroma Lady that has all grass type Pokemon. And sometimes it's an extremely good matchup for you, and sometimes it's a really bad matchup for you. I have been struggling with this achievement for many years. The highest I've gotten is 89. But the thing I need to throw onto that is that this is the same achievement in Platinum. Even though they added the Battle Frontier to Platinum, they did not require it for the trainer card, which is really bizarre. They just kept the 100 wins in the tower, and depending on how you look at it, that actually could be tougher than getting all the gold prints. Aside from like the factory, because the Gen 4 factory is like super brutal compared to Gen 3. But yeah, that's all of Diamond Pearl Platinum, kind of. But like, this goes into what we were saying earlier about stickers, where it's like, well, so is the Frontier required for completion or not? Because it's like, it's not worth this thing that we've been told has been like the completion incentive. So
right,
like there isn't really anything you get for completing the Frontier other than like these shiny gold prints in this other part of the game.
Yeah, but I think the thing that you get is the shiny gold prints, and that is like holistically a part of like your game being complete,
right?
I guess.
But sadly, you can't show that off to your friends like when they see your trainer card. So it's also like,
which is
only
unfortunate. That's a bummer. I agree. Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess it's like it is part of it, but it also isn't.
Right.
So I don't know. I think like that it comes down to the individual. I think for most of these things, it comes down to the individual, I guess. But I don't know. To me, if a game is going to have gold symbols for a frontier or whatever the battle subway does, I feel like to consider the game complete, you should get them. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. It is definitely like a gray line, but like the game doesn't push the frontier as much as like Emerald did, but it does push it to some degree where it's like, hey, you should try and achieve this. Because like you have to do that weird multi-battle with Barry against like Faulkner and Flint. It's like, hey, they're blocking the battle frontier. We have to beat them so we can get to the battle frontier. And so they hype it up a bit. Totally.
I really appreciate that they tied a trainer card star to the Underground in Gen 4.
Same.
Again, just like a great excuse to play more Underground. Even if it is a little bit of like with the Platinum flag, it might be a little bit of a case, depending on how much you like the underground,
Right.
of they picked a number or whatever. I don't know. I like the underground, so I'm not mad about it.
I love the underground too. It's just like 50 times, like you're just begging to have that exploited. And thankfully, like there's an easy exploit for it. It's not like the Stickers and Fire Relief game where it's like it takes hours. Like this can take an hour. So that's nice. But it's also at the same time, it's like, you really want me to play with like 50 different people and get away with taking their flag when they can take it back from me if they hit me with a trap? Like,
Right. But then again, I wonder if it's similar to the Stickers where it's like, hopefully, like ideally, when they picture the player that these are designed for, this is ideally someone who's already playing the underground anyway. And so they'll just get it eventually just from playing the underground.
yeah, hopefully.
Being a kid in 2007. But maybe I'm giving them too much credit, or I don't know, but
We prefer to be optimistic here, right? Right?
yeah.
We'll go with that.
Usually.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess is really funny. So we prefer to be optimistic. Yeah, I suppose
It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to move on to what they did with the trainer card in Heart Gold Soul Silver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the one I want to talk about was the Pokeathlon one, because this is another one of those
Totally.
things that goes into, well, how far do you take this? And I apologize in advance because I have not played the Pokeathlon in a very long time. But what Bulbapedia says is beat records in all 10 Pokeathlon events. And I recall doing this because I have 3 stars in my trainer card. But then I also know like there are a bunch of different records you can break that aren't part of the trainer card. And so that's where I think a lot of people think their time in if they try to do everything. I remember seeing a review a long time ago. It's like, well, this took me like 300 hours to do, or something like that. It was in the hundreds somewhere. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Right. Yeah. The Pokeathlon has a record room, or even like several record rooms, all finally culminating in a final room where you can have you and your team of 3 Pokemon can be like immortalized as statues for being so good at the Pokeathlon. But I don't know if by the time you get the statues, if you also get the trainer card star, or if one happens before the other.
The trainer card star definitely happened before, because from what I remember, it's like it's not really that hard.
So then you can get the star, and then it's like, do you want to keep going and complete the Pokeathlon and not have that achievement acknowledged on your trainer card star, but still acknowledged in some way in your save file? And to me, like the way that they acknowledge the thing that you do also can like motivate or demotivate you from doing the thing. And to me, like the statues in the last room of the Pokeathlon is a great motivator. To me, that would be a very cool thing to have in my game. And so, yeah, man, when I play Gen 4, absolutely that's going to happen eventually.
Eventually, yes. I will also have to get to that myself at some point.
That's the thing. It's all at some point, you know. It's just we play these games anyway because we like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of this stuff, I don't know. I mean, some of it is like skill dependent. Like I think a lot of the Pokeathlon mini games they're very different from the usual thing that we're doing, making decisions, playing a Pokemon game. Going from that to, okay, how good am I at touching this touchscreen? So I don't know. But again, it's as you mentioned earlier, Hawkhead, it's a different way to spend time with these games that isn't battling, and that can be very, very refreshing. And so any excuse to keep doing that, as long as we like the thing, is a welcome excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Droomish, how you doing over there?
I'm taking in these achievements.
Just having a look-see?
The last achievement in Heart Gold Soul Silver is really easy if you have a strategy guide. And if you don't, like, you're probably never going to get it. The shiny crown, that one's weird. It's like again, I think they just put it in just to fill it in because they needed like a 5th achievement of some kind that was exclusive to that game.
Yeah, it's like obtuse.
Yeah. If you approached the shiny crown through the eyes of a child, and just as you walked around with your favorite guy and you got leaves every now and then, it would be it would be a while, I guess, before you got it.
It'd be
But
about
you're
the
right.
same chance of finding a shiny Pokemon, I would say, because it's like it feels so random.
I'm very tolerant of that one for that reason, because it seems bound to happen. I don't know. I think I got on my own as a child 3 leaves. I was pretty happy about that. On one Pokemon had 3 leaves, and I started remembering to actually talk to them after the first one. I don't know. I mean, this is the following Pokemon gimmick, or the achievement associated with the following Pokemon gimmick, which is the gimmick of these games. So it makes a lot of sense, and I feel like there's like they did their best. In my eyes, they really did their best for like, how can we gamify walking your dog? How can we turn walking your dog into an achievement? And they made a little system. It's kind of cute, and if you love your dog, you'll turn around and talk to it multiple times per walk. So.
Yeah, this is an achievement that's like a whimsy check. Like, how much do you love your dog, and how often are you talking to it? And it's like anyone who's struggling, in quotes, to get this achievements is probably just like not paying enough attention to their dog.
Yeah, I appreciate them having, I guess, like, because there's like a couple of these Battle Tower, Pokédex, Hall of Fame every time, and then they pick their special gimmick. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I guess I'm charmed by this. I'm charmed by the. Yeah, your whimsy check is such a great way of putting it. And I'm like, beyond that also, like, I'm just comparing it, like the black and the white, black and white, black 2, white 2 are both whimsy checks also, or it feels like it is.
Oh yeah. The freaking musical one. I actually don't know much about that one, other than you got to play the musical a bunch of times and just watch Pokemon dance on a screen, and eventually you'll get it.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm trying to think also, and I'm cross-referencing a lot of stuff, like if official promotional materials, like, because I wish I could. It's right behind my computer screen, but I got this set of art. I got like an art card set when I pre-ordered Black and White. It was like a Target giveaway or something, and it had these, I don't know, 10 or 12 art cards in it, but one of them is of the musical. And I thought that was really odd at the time, because like there's like, I put another one of there's key art of the Elemental Monkeys, and there's key art of Reuniclus and Gothitelle, and then there's key art of the musical, and it's like Minccino with an umbrella and stuff. I don't know, I guess I appreciate ownership with these as well. This is ultimately like, I guess, like maybe a side effect of like good communication and like achievements with the game, but like I appreciate, I don't know, not just art, but like attention being given. Like, if this is the achievement, then let's have some fanfare. And it's like I'm pleased that there was official art made of the musical, and even though it is such a side feature, that there is art and promotion. And I don't know, I'm not. This is where I really fall off. But it was like, maybe it was in an ad or something, or it's in the game's opening. Like, if you watch the game's, that's where I'm remembering it from. If you watch the game's opening, they dance around, and I don't even know if it's that likely that you'll connect those two things. Like, this is something that you're supposed to do, but just if they want you to complete it, I am always going to think that fanfare helps, and so I appreciate these things. I mean, walking Pokemon was everything. I thought that there was some like art piece or something that they made about the shiny leaf specifically, but they were obviously very into walking Pokemon. It was like, you should walk and talk to your Pokemon. So, I mean, it's not just that you should do it. Like, I like the, like you look at the list, and really, like, until Gen 6, after they exist, it's very skeletal of beat the game, beat the Pokédex, beat the facility. But then, I don't mean like logically makes sense. I mean, like, it makes sense that they're saying this because it's like, or like, it makes sense that you pick this as your gimmick because the promotional material surrounding that gimmick made it seem to me like you were excited about it. And so I have like some greater level of respect there. And so the musicals being like such, I don't know, I don't want to say that they're nothing, because they clearly thought they were fun, and they are just fun on their face, but it's like kind of work is, I don't know, charming, if nothing else. All these things are charming is what I'm saying, because I can remember attention being given, and it makes me think like, I don't know, about those like little subtleties of like what they're leading you to. So for a game but like since these games are worlds also like very much really they do. I said Gen 3 is like the point where the games became livable. I think it is very important to have an idea of what they are excited about, like what they are personally enjoying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like this, this might be this, but yeah, I think that's just the point. Is picking a number is one thing. Like I'm not thrilled about the picking a number, but for a whimsy, like it's a whimsy check. I think we got to pick a number. Right.
Like there has to be a number affiliated with it to some degree.
Yeah, if we're gonna gamify whimsy, and then it's like oh, should it be 4 leaves or 5 leaves? I don't think it really matters, but we want a leaves achievement.
And then same can be said, I think, for PokeStar Studios, in Black 2 and White 2.
Yep,
it's very similar. Very like that's a whimsy check for sure.
Ish. I mean, there are definitely times where you have to like understand what the game is asking of you. But yeah, at the same time,
that's a good point.
But like at the same time, it also doesn't ask you to battle well. Like you're battling, but you're not. But you're also not battling. So
it's almost like a puzzle.
Yeah. It's
They're surprisingly cool puzzles.
You know what? Now that I think about it, PokeStar Studios is the closest we've gotten to battle CDs in XD Gale of Darkness.
This is true. This is very true.
Kind of.
Yeah, you would love that. You love that, Cap.
So yeah, the trainer card really got like boiled down to its like most like, I don't know, necessary components, I guess, in Gen 6 of being just beat the game, finish the Pokedex, and then get 50 wins in the battle tower equivalent, which in Gen 6 was the Battle Maison. So after Gen 6, the trainer card and its stars were no more, but games had some equivalent of it. Gen 7 had stamps, right?
Yeah, stamps.
Gen 7 had stamps. Gen 8, you had like a trading card, and that had not stars, what is it, like crowns or something for doing a certain amount of things. You would get a certain amount of crowns or whatever. And so like these things function similarly on like your shareable ID had a certain amount of like fire emojis on it to show other people that you were cool and that you spent a lot of time in these games. And then eventually the trainer card finally made a proper comeback in BDSP, maybe the only good thing BDSP did. So now that I think we're done talking about trainer card stars, hey, do you want to dive into medals? Because I'm very excited to hear what you both have to say about medals.
Yeah, this is this is its own thing. I should start off by saying this because some people don't realize this. This was a trainer card star in the original Japanese version, and they changed it for international versions because it's ridiculous. And also, some of the other trainer card stars are their own medals, which is weird. But I think
this was for the Japanese release of Black 2 and White 2,
right? So,
and then they got rid of that requirement for the international release.
They replaced it with the entry level one, which is another weird thing. But yeah, I think there are 251 medals, and like it's like we were talking about with the stickers before. It's like some of these are like dubious grinding, but then other ones are like legitimate things that like are actually fun to go for. And the game also gives you hint medals to nudge you in the right direction. It's like, hey, you should try doing this. Hey, you should try doing that. But it's also just a lot. And it was the only time Pokemon ever had a proper achievement system. Besides, like, there are medals for like the Gen 6 Global Link, but that was also weird. I don't want to get into that. Because those are online only, and also some of the achievements were like be in the top 100 in the world during this battle season. Like, they didn't intend for you to get all of those. But I think it was different for the Medal Rally. I think they really did want people to try and get as many as they could. But oh my gosh, it's such a big topic. Like, I don't even know where to start with this.
Well, have you, Hawkhead, gotten all of the medals?
Oh, no. But I did get the 2 rarest ones. So it is progress, you know? And Droomish is right there with me with that one. We got the 2 rarest ones. Well, like, now I personally feel more incentivized to go and try and get all of them because, well, now the sky feels like the limit.
Yeah.
Sure, because the hard ones, the Pokemon Jump and Dodrio Berry picking are out of the way. So it feels like the rest of the stars.
Well,
are more doable.
Well, the thing with the FunFest ones is that they're not necessarily skill intensive, but like there is a high barrier to do them. You have to convince way too many people to be in the same room as you, and who knows how many times that has been
too many.
like accomplished outside of Japan, where the community for that kind of thing is really big. But once you have enough people, like it's actually rather easy.
If getting the trainer card star and Fire Leaf Green for Dojo berry picking and Pokemon Jump, and needing the wireless adapter and maybe another person or two is necessary. Same thing for like the Link Battle sticker, or even the underground flag, or any of the multiplayer specific things. At least for most of these things, you really only need one other person.
Right.
But for both of these FunFest medals, you need like 30 people.
But more than
same
that.
room?
So one of them is 30
More than
people, but then
30
the other
people.
one for the 1,000 score, I would say you need at least 35. Technically, it is doable with 30 people, but practically, for reasons I don't want to get into, because I would be here too long explaining it, you basically need at least 35 to 40 people to get it.
Yeah. And that's just not realistically happening for anybody, unless there's an event with the express purpose of making that happen.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, we'll go with that, sure.
So besides those medals, I guess, what else is like, what medals are you missing in Black 2 and White 2 that are
so
like
there are a bunch
notably difficult?
Let me pull up the list real quick, because there are a bunch of medals that it's just like, get 1 of this, get 20 of this, get 50 of this, get 100 of this, which sounds intimidating, like the stickers, but like a lot of these actually aren't nearly as bad. Here, let me.
And then Droomish, since Hawkhead is looking that up.
Oh yeah, I'm here. But the medal. I'm looking at the list. I'm
You're also looking at the list?
Yeah.
I love the list. The list
Just
is
control
awesome.
F 100 and see how many of them there are.
Droomish, I wanted to ask you, like, since you have both of the hardest medals to get, are you incentivized to like finish the rest of the list now that the 2 hardest are out of the way?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like, not any more than I already was, which was a lot. Which was like,
Okay.
I just really like this system. I think this system is perfect. It's very simple and easy to understand. Someone shows up and explains it to you in extreme detail right at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
And then you get hint medals that I think are decent hints to get you going. And then he's happy when you get them. There's really a certain something to in this game. You have the guy. He's like a scientist or something. He's Dr. Metal or something. I don't know what his deal is. He's the whole deal kind of is metals. And I don't know. I just like there's really inexplicable. I get happy seeing him when he's in there, because he's only in the Pokemon Center if you have medals. And that makes me very happy to enter the Pokemon Center while I'm just playing. And it's like, do you have are like
Yeah. Is that for me?
Me? Little old me?
Did I do good?
Did I do
Did
good?
I do a good thing?
Yeah, so it's very exciting just to see him. And then he's like, oh my god, Droomish, you did such a good job fishing fish. I gotta give you a medal for that. I'm like, oh, I was fishing fish. This is awesome. But then he's like, I have hint medals. I have hints for your future achievements. So just keep shooting. And I think he specifically says something like at the end of every talk, like he does it like increments of 50. He's like, all right, get out there and go get some more medals. Shoot for 50. Shoot for 100.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm nodding really intensely right now. But yeah, let's go get some medals.
It's, you know what, it's a great point that like in previous games up until Black and White 2, the things that you were acknowledged for doing were very grandiose. Beat the game, complete the Pokedex, beat the frontier, get all the like finish doing a thing, where medals are like, hey, great job existing. Great job hanging out. Great job fishing. Great job saving the game. Great job checking trash cans. They're just like they're so much smaller in I don't know if it's scale or scope, but just like I guess scope. But yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice for him to show up randomly when you go into a center, and he's just like, hey, great job playing the game. Keep playing it. You're doing
Mhm.
great.
Right.
And there's a lot of scaling to them, and there's
Yes.
a lot of breaking, like the. I mean, with that system you just described, it's broken. I mean, if they can only have 5 achievements, if like a game has 5 achievements and it's this giant world-spanning adventure,
Mhm.
it makes sense that those achievements are really grand. And
Yeah.
like the first one of those is just simply beating the game.
Mhm.
But this is, I mean, Hawkhead, you said there's 250, right? 250,
Somewhere
slightly
around there, yes.
more. I mean, that's like, I think that the breadth of the like original system is still here. It's just been broken into 250 bytes, and it makes it. For me, and this is like, I don't know, this is like a major, not to get too real on Maine, but this is like a major coping mechanism for me of like I cannot comprehend these things when they are gigantic mountains in front of me. And I know I was saying that stuff about the mountain, but it's like if a problem is a mountain that's in front of me of like I have to complete the Pokédex. Well, in this whatever, that's actually 493 little problems inside of my one big problem. But this is like, these are bite sized. They're so digestible that I think they kind of I don't know, they're just so inviting. They're so inviting.
Yeah.
I do the, I don't know, fish 10 times, 30 times, 50 times. I keep fishing. It's nice. And he talks to me about it the whole way through.
I really like the hint medals, especially because it's also the first time that the game is like, if you do this thing, then you will be acknowledged and rewarded for it, which is, I think, the first time that they do it other than, I guess, the Pokédex.
Right.
Yeah. Like I think Black 2, White 2 like really deserve like special accolades like culturally for Pokemon for this, like, I don't know, this is a new system of getting you to engage with the game. Like this is not just some minutia of Black 2 and White 2. This is them, I don't know, fundamentally changing the rules and incorporating some very like serious quality of life. This is quality of life because even though it's an achievement system, this I think trickles down into the way that you play the entire game. And since this guy jumps in your face and says, "Get the medals or I'm going to freak out," then like you respond to that. You respond to that as a player, and I think like it invites a richness of experience that ultimately causes Black 2 and White 2 to be richer experiences. Like this affects the entire game. This affects the quality of the game to this day, that the medals are in place and you have clear handholds that say, hey, you should actually have fun when you play this one instead of bumbling around like a fool and then complaining that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are bad. But it's like, it's so like that's how it reads to me. It's how it reads. The game tells you, it's like, hey, you can have fun with this one. We'll help you this time. We'll help you even.
I'm so with you.
How nice is that?
I'm so unbelievably with you. Yeah, bless the medals. Black 2, White 2 wouldn't
Bless the medals.
be as good as they are if not for the medals.
I am conflicted about them a little bit because, like, yeah, like I pretty much agree with what you're saying. Like, there are like these little ones, like use splash one time or save a game a certain amount of times, get on your bike a certain amount of times, and then on the other end of the spectrum, there are also just these ones where it's like battle 100 times or what else is it? Like, there's like the magic number is 100. They want you to get like 100 souvenirs from Joint Avenue, and sometimes there are times where they don't necessarily tell you how it works. And to this day, there are actually a few things about them that aren't well documented online. But at the same time, it does give you more incentive to play the game because it's like, oh, I want to get something for doing this, and seems like you get something for doing everything, and so that's what makes it a lot more enjoyable.
I don't know the answer to this. Is there a reward for getting all the medals? Or do you just have all the medals?
One super fancy medal, I guess, and also a trainer card upgrade if you're playing the Japanese version. But other than that,
sure,
it's kind of its own reward. It was this mountain that
is doing it.
Set up for me from the beginning, basically.
Okay, I'm down.
You get the Great Adventure medal, so you get another medal.
Your ultimate reward for getting all the medals is getting one more medal.
They also do throw a party for you at the medal office, so there's that too. If you're that,
that's an experience.
Yes,
that's an experience.
Okay, that's
it's worth doing for that.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get all the medals. I'll do it.
Hell yeah! I love that. I haven't put any amount of time into the medals. Like however many medals I have just from organically playing Black 2 and White 2, the one time I played both of those games is just however many medals I have. But any of the like notable ones, I certainly don't have, especially the FunFest ones. But again, I would love to like go to an in-person event to make that happen one of these days.
Absolutely.
And I'm very glad to see that like through the efforts of the folks who go to LA Retro and then Absol, who holds like meetups and stuff, is like, it doesn't seem impossible even like nowadays to like for anyone who's interested to make it happen to get these medals, which is great.
Right. I think if you have the right people kind of promoting this and like telling people like, hey, this is a cool thing, this is a fun thing that we should do. I think we're getting to that point where it's like, this is going to become more accessible. Because when Absol made that video explaining how he got it at Net Nationals and Worlds, I think that reached a lot of people and even a lot of influencers. And they're like, oh yeah, we want to do this too. And so that's just another way to like promote it to more people. And so I'm hoping this becomes a bigger thing. So it's accessible to more people than just the ones in New York or whoever are going to Worlds. I hope this happens in more conventions too. And especially in other parts of the world too, because this is currently only happening in the US and like one place in Japan.
I want the medals. I want them all.
Yeah, eventually one day I will. I actually should throw a disclaimer out there. There is one that is not technically supposed to be possible, which is the entry forest one. You got to catch 100 Pokemon in the entry forest. But right, because like the Dream World is down, but there is a way to get them into the forest. You'd have to do your own research on that one. But Globalpedia also like throws a disclaimer like this technically isn't possible anymore. But like it is if you know what to do.
Through some channels.
Yep.
Oh, I'm all about the channels.
Some Wii Shop channels.
Yeah.
So, in y'all's opinion, Hawkhead, you can go first. Which game do you think is the hardest to complete?
Yeah, I asked this question because like I don't know the answer to it, but like I think I've kind of said it, but like, well, okay, I think it's actually between 3 different games. So Fire Red Leaf Green depends on like how good or bad you are at games, because Pokemon Jump is brutally difficult to do 200 times in a row. And it also depends if you want to include the stickers or not, even though those are grinding. And then obviously, like, I would say the medal rally itself, if you get past the barrier of the FunFest medals, it's not necessarily that difficult to complete. It's just extremely time consuming. Because like for example, the Pokemon World Tournament medals, a lot of those, you only have to win 3 fights in a row. It's very generous. It's nothing compared to the Frontier where you have to win like 49, 70 battles in a row. And based on my personal experience with the Frontier, for the Factory in Gen 4, also brutal experience. So like, I would say, I could answer like Platinum or Black White 2 or Fire Red Leaf Green. Like, depends how I'm feeling that day. Is like, what is like, I think it depends from person to person, right? I think it's like, how good are you at this, or how bad are you at this? And what do you have access to, basically?
Yeah, access is a big thing for sure. Droomish, what do you think?
Okay, I don't know, I'm struggling with the question also, but like my basis really would be for the hardest game to complete is the one that is the least fun. Like that is
okay.
So then I want to ask a different question to you then, is which Pokemon game would you be the most motivated to complete?
I mean, I'm looking at it and like Hawkeye was just saying, like Black 2 and White 2 is a very compelling sell of like, I just want to do this stuff. Same with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I just want to do that stuff. It's fun. And
like if you're playing those games, you're going to do that stuff anyway.
And so like, I guess in defense of this skeletal structure and the ultra compressed achievements, it is often like, I mean, it's the showings of the game. Like it's the reason why you came in, I would say, virtually every case. Like if you're, or like these are the offerings of this game. So I don't know. I think like your answer to your question is whichever one I like the least. Ultimately, like that's like, I guess like the hard truth of that. Of I'm the most bored by it. And I don't know. I feel like it's crazy for me of all people to say Emerald, but I don't want to do this stuff so badly.
But it's not crazy because like you're looking at the mountain, you're looking at what the mountain is asking of you, and you're thinking about what that's going to entail, and you're not interested. Yeah. And so that's fair.
I mean, one of them is 7 and 1. Like, guys, come on. And you get like the stuff along the way, but
yeah.
I'm looking at the mountain, and that's a very tall mountain.
I've only completed, I guess, Fire Red and Emerald. And I am next year gonna start my trek to complete Gen 4. And I don't know when I'm gonna get to Gen 5, but it's gonna be a while. But I'm very much looking forward to playing Gen 4, and I'm very excited to like really dig into Platinum and either Heart Gold or Soul Silver to complete Platinum and then one of the Johto games. Like fully, like similar to what I did for Fireleaf Green and Emerald, is I just want to see everything. And again, to what you're saying, Droomish, is like it's stuff I want to do anyway. But it helps
every sign.
It helps having the achievements like itemized to almost like organize like it's almost like having an itinerary for a trip. Is like, I'm excited to go to this place, and here's all the things I'm going to do while I'm there. And that's kind of how I think about Gen 4. Or like as I get excited about Gen 4 and everything that is going to entail, as much as some of it, Hawkhead is going to be like, the Gen 4 factory is, I'm probably going to like scream and cry a lot on stream live on Twitch. But also I'm probably going to have a great time like getting the Leaf Crown and doing the Pokeathlon and even contests in Gen 4. I like contests in Gen 4. And all of the stuff that the games don't like acknowledge, like secret base stuff and etc. Like all of that like additional extracurricular shit I can't wait to do. And then like once it's all done, be like, I think the ultimate motivator for me personally is like, I did all of it and then I can move on. And that feels really nice.
I kind of thought about that. It's like when I'm done with the generation, it's like, it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like depressing to me in a way. It's like, well, what is there left to do? This is my favorite generation. And like,
it's bittersweet, but like, it's also like, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's like, especially if it's like Gen 3 is my favorite, Emerald's my favorite, and I like paid the game the ultimate respect of seeing everything that it had to offer. So much so that like even within the last couple of months, I was learning things from both of you, even that existed in Emerald. My favorite game that I thought I knew everything about. And then I would learn something new about my favorite game that I thought I knew everything about. And I was so thrilled to learn something new that I got to do and like another excuse to spend more time in my favorite game. So that's again, like whether there's like an acknowledgement or a reward or not, I just get to spend more time playing my favorite game. And that's the best.
Right. I think that's kind of what's reignited my passion for Ultra Pokemon games in recent years, is just going through all these things and finding new things that I didn't know about when I was younger and being like, wow, there's more to explore here than I realized. And I want to see all of it.
So much more. Yeah, man. Wow. I love Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see it all.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal.
I still don't know. I don't feel like I got somewhere in the end.
It is a lot of information. Pokemon is dense, but I mean, we know this, but
I don't know, like, when am I done? I'm still wondering. I guess I'm going to know when I'm done with Black 2 and White 2, right?
And ultimately you get to decide that for yourself. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I do have this, I guess this is the tinfoil hat theory of like, I mean, if it's all experiential so like not even like, because okay, like we're talking maybe around the idea, you've said this before, Cap, of the idea of a master save. Like you did a master save in Emerald, right?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like this is your everything save file.
Yes.
You have an everything save file where you did everything you could. You've maxed out the save file.
Yes.
But, and this I think applies to a lot of things, but I want to say, I don't know why the DS games specifically made me think this when I was younger, of like, I started this game with Chimchar. I'm going to have an entirely different set of experiences than if I started this game with Piplup. And there's like a branch that extends off of that. I caught a Shinx as my second guy. I caught a Bidoof as my second guy. And now I've got now there's 4 paths. There's Chimchar, Bidoof, Chimchar, Sphinx, Shinx, Piplup, Bidoof, Piplup, Shinx. And the tree gets more and more vast as I continue to have different experiences. And like, famously, I think that the most simple example of this was the way that in Gen 1, the way that your starters informed like your quote unquote difficulty curve.
Yep.
But I do always think, and maybe it'll like prevent me from having a so-called like master save or everything save, but like a game that I really, really enjoy, I think all the time of, well, I really like, this is really, really awesome. But you know what I haven't experienced yet? Starting Pearl with Magnemite, something like that. Like I haven't experienced starting it with Bidoof. How cool would that be if I used Bidoof on my first team? And I think there's just like, I don't know, there's an Yggdrasil of experience. Yeah, you like that? You like my word there?
So
I love that word.
There's an Yggdrasil of experiences to be had in this way of like, I am going to get a new experience if I pick Chimchar this time because I did Piplup the first time. And I mean, it's like I think Pokemon is a miracle RPG. I mean, there's a lot of games like Pokemon now, but it's like this was a miracle RPG in its founding because if I am desperate enough, I can come up with a new experience.
To me, what you're describing is the main reason actually for making a living dex is having access to everything, so that if I wanted to play through Leaf Green with Teddiursa, Dinkeldar, I can do that because I got Dinkeldar. I got Dinkeldar's entire. I got Dinkeldoo. I got Dinkeldar. I got Dinkeldarite, and
wow,
I guess that's the Megastone for Dinkeldar, probably for Mega Dinkeldar.
I was gonna say like Dinkelduff would be the big one.
Dinkelduff, yeah,
Dinkelduff,
Dinkeldoo, Dinkeldar, Dinkelduff, like Hillary Duff.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, but yeah, for completing the living dex is just having access to everything at a moment's notice, especially again for like playing through a game with like any starter you want, or even just like an entire team of 6 of whoever you want, and you can just have all of those at the beginning of the game at least like, I don't know, some people do different, like you beat a gym, you add a new guy to your team or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, that ingenuity is very, I mean, I think it has been like kind of the idea has been like socially reshaped into something that is like almost pejorative, but like that's like, I don't like so even beyond that, like yes, like that you just described what is essentially an infinitum of experiences, and then I could like Nuzlocke or something. I'm like, or I could say like I'm only allowed to use Leech Seed this game or something. Like,
yeah, you can impose your own rules. I think this is a big reason why people enjoy randomizers so much. Is it takes the original idea of why the Nuzlocke was conceived is playing through a Pokemon game that you've played through 1 billion times already, but forcing yourself to use Pokemon that you maybe haven't used before. And then that somewhere along the line got misconstrued into difficulty, but that's for a different episode. But yeah, I think absolutely like replaying the game that you're familiar with unfamiliar Pokemon. 100%. That's one of the, I love like replaying these games, and yeah, having something like a living dex is part of the reason why, to just like enable that. Yeah, but as much as like you're right, I have my master save of Emerald, but then I'm fortunate that I have a second cartridge of Emerald, so if I wanted to replay it at any point, and again, I could take your idea, maybe I play through Emerald with a Magnemite this time, and it's gonna be a different experience, and that's gonna be great.
This is all to say I don't know. Like I really like I'm in total earnesty. I do not know when it's complete with these games. I don't know when I'm done. I liked our discussion very much, but it's very hard for me to say like, am I done? Did I do it? I don't know.
And I think that's the other thing is like you can be done, you can like be complete, you can check everything off on the list, but it's Pokemon. There's kind of you could play it.
Yeah, let's play some freaking Pokemon.
You could play the same save forever for any entry in the series. Like you could just play it forever because like you're always going to have something to do. I mean, the thing that I think that like people say like, Like if someone posts like, hey, I 100% of my Pokemon game, inevitably someone is going to say, okay, now catch one of every shiny, right? Like inevitably there's
don't do it with Dinkeldar.
yeah, it's like, oh, you caught every Pokemon, now catch them all in Pokeballs. Oh, you caught every Pokemon, get them all to level 100, so on and so forth. Like I mean, a lot of it is just like, how much do you hate yourself and how much time are you willing to waste?
I know. I guess I don't want to like lean into obtuseness when I say that, but like I guess the more specific thought that I'm having is like, have I felt every feeling? Has every wind blown through me?
I think if the question is how do you know when you're done, I think you know when you know. Or maybe if you want to be maybe a bit more clerical about it, if you have the list, you have the itemized list and you check everything off, well, then you're done. You checked everything off.
Mm-hmm. Something I wanted to add to that.
I felt every feeling.
Even when you've done everything on the trainer card, it's like, well, there's still the multiplayer aspect. You can still battle people. Like ignoring the stickers for a moment, like it's infinite. You can have so many different battles that are going to go so many different ways. No battle is going to be exactly the same.
It's like Call of Duty. No two games are the same.
Right.
It's like Call of Duty 2.
I like that to cap this off with. You'll know when you know.
You'll know when you know.
When you know.
Yeah. It's up to you and you'll know when you know.
It's different for each person.
I feel like that's often the conclusion we end up at for most topics.
I don't know. Well, we sifted through all the minutia. I usually like get pretty excited about a certain answer or something, but I'm still like, I doubt my ability to know, I guess, in this case. Like,
yeah.
Because I'm going to finish that checklist and think like, I don't know.
I'm a little bit with Gen 3 at a point where I'm nearing the end of my checklist, and a part of me, I think, wants to stay in Gen 3 still, and I'm like procrastinating a little bit. So I am maybe coming up with more tedious things than I would if I was making the list in the first place, just to give myself an excuse for it not to stop yet. Like I'm looking at like reading every sign and thinking, actually, that's not that bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, actually, there is one thing. I know you asked this a long time ago. It's like, what else can I do in Gen 3? There was one thing I did not think about. The strategy memo in Coliseum and XD.
And remind me what that is.
It's basically that game's version of the Pokédex. So you'd have to touch trade in like 300 freaking Pokemon to like see all the entries.
Oh.
Okay, so I don't think it has Pokédex entries, but like when you own a Pokemon, you can compare the size to a trainer, like 3D models, which is really cool. But you also have to do that hundreds of times. And
right.
I remember seeing someone Let's Play the game and being like, wow, I feel bad for the developer that had to go through all of this because most people aren't even going to see all of this.
Right. Okay, so you're saying I need to trade back 386 Pokemon into both Coliseum and XD?
No, because in XD you only have to see them. So you only have to do like, I don't know, like less than 100 of them. But like in Coliseum, aside from like the 47 or whatever that you catch, like you have to touch trade in like everything, basically.
Okay,
and that is unironically one of the reasons I went for living decks and Pokemon boxes. Like, well, I can do this someday if I really feel like doing it. Just to say that I did it, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I'm not going to do that. But
understandable.
But I appreciate the idea so much.
That was the only other thing I could think of. I mean, you've pretty much done everything else.
Okay. I feel like it's been pretty exhaustive. But again, folks listening, please, if you've got any ideas for what else to do in Gen 3, I'm all ears.
All right, folks. That's all, right?
I think we did it.
I think we did it.
I think you know when you know. I think this episode is complete.
Hey,
we did it.
That's all we got for you this time on Petalburg Woods. I'm not going to do the next time segment. We'll talk about mobile games when we talk about them. You'll know when you know. Until then, you can find us outside of the forest as well. I'm on YouTube, famously, and we're both on Twitch at Droomish _ and at Capreo _ Hawkhead, you want to plug yourself?
Where can people find you?
Oh, yes. So I don't use a lot of social media. I'm not on Twitter, Blue Sky, anything like that. But I mean, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch at codename Hawkhead. I do basically what I said before. Currently, what I'm working on is a Pokemon Ranger Guardian Science multiplayer playthrough, which surprisingly like doesn't exist on YouTube. So I'm fortunate I have 3 friends willing to play this game with me. I bought all of their copies
That's
for
sick.
me. I wrote them into this. But yeah, it's been a fun time so far. So that's what I've been working on. I also made a second channel, which they said they're going to link the video in the description, which I appreciate. Just kind of for longer form videos. It's called Hawkhead Deep Dives, as the name might suggest. It's like a deep dive into. We talked about the Mail Valley already. I'm also considering doing stuff like e-reader content or like why the Frontier is so good. Just those are the few things off the top of my head. I've got a few other ideas, but like my mantra is just to like talk about things I think haven't been talked about in enough detail, and so I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just starting, but yeah, that's it. The last thing I want to plug actually is a place called Sky Arrow. It's a Discord server. It's based in the New York area. Droomish and I are in it. This is kind of a community where we're focusing on, the community aspects of Pokemon and like focusing on the main games and trying to experience everything that there is to experience. And I want to bring attention to it to anyone that's in the area. And I want to encourage people to like go out there and like create communities for this kind of thing. Cause I think this is something a lot of people haven't experienced, and there's something really magical to it. Just kind of the idea of re-experiencing games from our childhood in different ways. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say about that. I want to encourage people to do that kind of thing. And also meet us at LA Retro next year. It'll be fun, I promise.
LA Retro 2026.
Well, that's Hawkhead, and thanks so much for joining us. I enjoyed your take on the matter and your minutia. Okay, well, you at home, and for viewers like you, thanks for watching, Arthur. Let us know what you thought. Leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, do all the good YouTube stuff. Please like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, I think that's all we got.
That's everything. Hawkhead, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I had a blast. I'm having a tough time coming up with the words, but like, yeah, this has been really fun. You don't get many moments like this where,
yeah.
That was sweet. I agree.
And also, it was a nice early birthday present for me. So there's that.
Aw, when's your birthday?
In 7 minutes.
Hawkhead?
Yes.
Oh my God. Hawkhead, happy early birthday.
Everyone
wish
I appreciate it.
Hawkhead a happy belated birthday by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, sure. Hope all of you enjoyed at home. Hopefully you learned something. I'm sorry if we intimidated you from completing your favorite Pokemon game. Hopefully not.
I think
it's a fun time, I promise.
Inspired
And
people.
you know.
Yeah, you'll know when you know.
So
yeah, you'll know when you know.
As always, leave your pals at home, and we'll see you next time in Petalburg Woods. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Petalburg Woods is hosted by Droomish and Capreo and produced by Girl Luigi. The theme music is by Capreo, and additional artwork is by Mo Paint Stuff. Let us know where you'd like to visit in the Pokemon Universe next, and email us at petalburgpod@gmail.com. Until next time, leave your repels at home, and we'll see ya.